What's up, guys? Devin Ryan VTech, another episode of My Favorite Records. What do we have? Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers? L.A.M.F. Gotta be one of my favorite records, and why? And if you don't know already, per my other episode of My Favorite Records, I'm a huge Johnny Thunders fan. Ginormous. Just everything he did solo works, with the Dolls, with the Heartbreakers, I just love it. And you might be able to hear in the background why. Now, like I stated in the Dolls episode, I'm a big, Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, early Elvis fan, all that old kind of 50s rockabilly stuff, right? And what I loved about Johnny is he kind of took that attitude and the Chuck Berry attitude as well, and Chuck Berry licks, and he just ran with it and wrote such awesome songs. And on this album, you have really just cut and dry rock songs, just no frills, nothing. You have Born Too Loose, or actually it's probably more accurately Born Too Loose, as Johnny said, the accent gets lost there. But I've always loved I Want to Be Loved, whether it's the Demolition 23 version with Michael Monroe or this version. I love It's Not Enough. It's just such a great, Stonesy type ballady song. I love Walter Lur's kind of simple B&E string guitar part on it, and his solo is cool. He said he was very proud of that. It sounds very Mick Taylor. It's very cool. Really dig that. Of course, you have Chinese Rocks, but I also love the song One Track Mind. And One Track Mind is really cool because I read Walter Lur's book, and he said the chord progression, which is C, D, F, G, had to remember there for a second, he heard a lot of kids play when he was growing up, so he wanted to write a song with that chord progression. And once he wrote the song, he didn't even really notice that there's all the double entendres and double meanings in the song. But that's one of my favorite little songs too on this record, just because of how catchy it is, and the little catchy major third type riff, that's kind of going on in sort of the beginning and through the middle. I gotta say, I think the reason I like this record so much is that it's kind of roots rock, and not roots Americana. I just mean that I mentioned Chuck Berry before. It goes back to that awesome just Chuck Berry rock and roll, the boogie woogie stuff, where you took the power chord and you add your pinky on the major sixth, 2 frets up, whole step up. That is just what it's about. And what's even cooler is that I was out with my brother at a record store recently, and I got pointed towards the L.A.M.F demo sessions on pink vinyl, poking out there, by a salesman there, and it is super cool. There's some super cool demos on there. I have heard some of them already, but I never heard the first Born Too Loose demo on there, and it really does make you wonder, had this record come out and not been so muddy on track records, I wonder if Johnny really would have been propelled to that height that I think, everyone knows that he was really destined for, in terms of his songwriting ability. And, of course, everybody says his guitar playing is limited, but I like his guitar playing. I love anything that's raw and has emotion. I think music is all emotion in essence. But you also gotta love Billy Rath on bass, that thumping bass on Pirate Love, his awesome bass lines on Born Too Loose, because I learned his bass line, and I love all the little chromatic bits in the chorus. And Jerry Nolan, too, on drums from the Dolls, gotta love him. I'd love that dude. All his drum fills, just very solid, I love that story in his book that I think he helped his childhood buddy, Peter Criss from Kiss learn drums, so that's a little interesting bit of trivia for you. I think that's his name, Peter Criss, right? Oh god, Kiss fans are gonna come for me, right? But yeah, I think you should definitely go listen to L.A.M.F. It's just dirty, it's low down, it's everything that's perfect about a sleazy rock record, just like Hanoi Rocks and Backyard Babies. You have everything there that you want in terms of melody, chord progressions, little cool short solos, and also some slower songs like It's Not Enough. And that's what I love about Johnny's songwriting. I know this has been a very heavy episode. The past 2 episodes have been very heavy on Johnny and not the rest of the band, but I only do that because he's made such a profound impact on me. Back to what I was saying, I love his more sentimental side of his songwriting. It's Not Enough. She's So Untouchable, I love. Hurt Me is a great song. I know Richard Hell, I think, wrote that one, but his rendition of it is great on the acoustic album that I think is called Hurt Me, if I'm not mistaken. Love those songs, and one of my favorite songwriters for sure. But yes, L.A.M.F. Go get it. Go listen to it. Let it sink in, seep into your bloodstream. The rock and roll, the dirty rock and roll. Stay away from needles. A little interesting tidbit too about all those fingerprints. I think they're just one person's fingerprints on the back. If I remember reading, I think I was reading Please Kill Me or Walter Lur's book, and they spoke about that. But yeah, really great record, and you need to go check it out because you're missing out if you've never heard L.A.M.F. before. It's just one of the coolest rock records, along with MC5, Kick Out the Jams, The Dolls, all those first Three Stooges records. That's basically my musical identity and DNA right there. You could just get everything out of me with that. And then add some weird stuff like The Police and, I don't know, some reggae and stuff like that and other things I'm forgetting. But yeah, L.A.M.F. Johnny Thunders. Even came with a little, came with a poster, but it fell. So I have to go find that. All right, go listen.